Hi everyone, this is Tony from digitalreadymarketing.com. In this video, we are going to talk about a quick and dirty way to create buyer personas. Now, the reason I say quick and dirty is because when it comes to creating personas, it requires quite a bit of resource. Ideally, you should conduct interviews and collect that data, analyze that data. So as you can imagine, unless you have a quite substantial amount of resource and time, it's quite impossible for small website owner like us to collect that accurate data. So what we can do instead though is use what's already online and spend a couple of hours or even 30 minutes, just browse through, understand what kind of demographic we should go after. And before we get into details, here is a Google trend showing you how many people really cares about buyer persona. So this is a relatively new thinking. As you can see, it's really started showing substantial search volume in late 2013, and it starts to take off recently. So let's move on to what we actually do. So what I found out is actually we can use Facebook to do a quick and dirty persona development. And obviously, you can couple that with maybe visiting forums, blogs to really understand the demographic that you really want to go after. So let me show you quickly, one of the demographic and one of the personas that I developed. So the one I developed, the first thing that I do is I would define what kind of topic that I want to look for. And in this instance, it's hunting. And as you can see with this Facebook audience insights, so if you have ever run Facebook ads, you probably come across to this. Basically, it's a tool that allows you to narrow down the demographic based on different parameters here, as we can see. So I would start off, like I said, some topic. So in this instance, I'm going to go with hunting. So I'm narrowing down to people who are interested in hunting. And obviously right now it's mixed of everything, women, men, different age groups. And ideally we should target the majority of the audience that we're interested in. So in this case, obviously men, 56%, so we should go after men. And 25 to 34 seems to have the most, but ideally we should target up to 80%, or ideally 80%, I should say. But it's almost always almost impossible to do that. So I would combine these two here, 18 till 34, as our target demographic. So what I'm going to do is narrow it down to 18 to 34, and then narrow it down to men. And if you like, you can really just narrow it down to 25 to 34, since that has the highest. But again, I like to kind of widen it a little bit and see what kind of data that we can get to start with. And if it doesn't make sense, then we will modify that. So here, obviously, a lot of people live in the countryside, and that's why they like hunting probably. Quite a bit of them already have children. And what else stands out here? Some have actually lavish lifestyles. So maybe primarily because of the single population. So we can actually do 25 and see if that changes anything, if the lavish lifestyle goes away. And as you can see, yep, that definitely goes away. Career building becomes the primary focus for these people, and they also have kids. So that's something to think about. Maybe if you really want to narrow it down to that with someone who has sort of a kid and someone who's really focused on their career, they probably don't have too much time to spend on hunting. That might be something maybe the demographic you want to go after. So in this case, that's what we're going to do. And looking at the education level, quite a bit of them have college degree, and then a lot of it in construction. So kind of it seems to be blue collar demographic, as you can see right here, transportation, production, those kind of things. Then we move on to page likes, and here you can really see, what they like, what kind of websites they like, communities that they are involved in, shooter jobs. Okay, so deer hunting, publisher, and then pages like cool, slide, drinking beer, hunting, middle light. So a lot of them like beer, seems like. Playboy. And then location wise, where do they live? So Texas. So a lot of them seems to live in Texas. Texas people seem to like hunting. And activity, so they don't seem to post quite a lot, maybe because they have kids, maybe because they're busy with their jobs. And here again, it shows you, what kind of device they have, and seems to use quite a bit of mobile there. And then we move on to household. Then a lot of them make between 50 to 75. Quite a bit of them house owner, and some are still single, but as you can see, quite a bit of them have kids probably. And market value, okay, that's the range. So you can kind of determine, okay, if they are paying mortgage with this kind of income, do they have enough money to purchase something that they like? Probably a little bit difficult. I don't know. That's something we need to think about. Spending method. Okay, so that's that. Then we come to purchase. So there are a lot of them are in sort of low retail spending. So like we talked about earlier, maybe they don't have enough so sort of additional income to spend on that. But when it comes to online purchase, oh, wow, that seems to stand out right there. They seems to spend quite a bit of money on online purchasing, and which makes sense if they are busy with their life. They don't want to go to shop. They want to just shop online. So this is definitely a good demographic to go after. Then looking at this, subscription service, food and drink, clothing. So that seems to be something important for them. They seem to have pet as well. A household product, need to keep it clean, and some of them care about health and beauty. So maybe for their kids, I don't know. In comparison to other categories, the other sort of Facebook users, in general, that seems to be a little bit low. So you can see, for them, these are what's important for them. And sports and outdoor. So they do spend money on their hobby, seems like. They like hunting, so they want to spend money on it. So that's, again, a good indication for us if we are promoting those kind of products. And looking at the car, obviously something that's easy to transport in the countryside. So SUV, truck, in case you're selling cars, that might be a good indication for you. So coming back, that's sort of the overview of this specific particular demographic with that interest. And based on that, we can come up with something like this. So Mr. John Smith, who is a production floor manager, and he works at a car parts production company, and a lot of this is really guessing personal experience and browsing, forums, reading blogs, those kind of things. They may not be 100% accurate, but again, we only spend a few hours here to come up with a persona to guide our team into certain direction. So it doesn't have to be really realistic sometimes. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate sometimes, a lot of times actually, but this definitely is better than nothing. So as you can see, based on the data that we just saw, I compile this. And for location, instead of Texas, I'm saying Pennsylvania here because I did have some other data that I gathered. So maybe you can have two different personas, one from Pennsylvania, one from Texas. That's something that we can do based on the data we gathered. And then some of the key points: this guy has one kid, he's married, college educated, and he loves hunting, but during his off time, so he doesn't do that for full time, obviously. And so maybe the gear that he likes to use for hunting may not be as professional as people who are doing for full time. And then he is married, small kid. He doesn't have enough time for his hobbies. He makes substantial amount online, amount of purchase online. He recently bought a house, and so he cannot spend too much money on his hobbies. But if he likes something, he sees something that he likes, he will spend money on it. So based on this, we can communicate with the writer and say, we need to create a story based on this. So for example, hunting season is coming and he's looking for a new hunting outfit. And let's say we happen to be affiliate marketer for Amazon. So what we can do is we can go to Amazon, look for the gears, hunting gears that are sort of good quality but not too expensive, and we can browse through the review section to get that information. And once we have a list of that products, we can go to the writer and say, please write this write articles based on this. And we can come up with articles based on a different stage of the buying funnel. If it's at the early stage, you can be something like how to find quality clothing for hunting. And then the middle part will be which brand is the best hunting clothing or something. And then at the end, you can just really have a product description page with reviews. And so, we can guide through users of our website through the buying funnel and based on this persona, so that the content really resonates with the user. So that's the idea. So hopefully this is useful. And if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. And I look forward to see you in the next video.